Because Australia is known for making its fortune on the sheep's back from the wool, but you're trying to do something different now, aren't you?
So yeah, we're pretty much doing the same thing from a different end of the sheep. So.
Yeah. And in what way are you pioneering?
Wouldn't quite say pioneering, but starting off in a small industry and having a lot to learn. That yeah, we're trying to develop a sheep breed that is easy to milk, has a high milk volume and good qualities of milk qualities for cheese making as well, and also develop a sheep that's hardy in our dairy environment of South Gippsland. Mm-hmm. So the flavours we get in the cheese are a result of a combination of things, starting at the farm with what the animals are eating, and then what cultures I select and choose to put in the milk, and then how we let those cultures develop through the life of cheese. And so the longer we leave the cheese, let the cheese ripen and mature, the better textures and flavours we get. So it's something that you just can't rush, and you can't push a button and make cheese come out the other end. You've got to give it the personal attention.
Okay.
So without the rennet, you've just got soured milk that doesn't coagulate into curds.
Okay.
So the rennet's what makes the curds and whey.
And it's vegetarian?
That's right. It's, the gut of the animal functions best on pasture, and so the milk is a reflection of the health of the animal. Mm-hmm. And so the healthier the digestion of the animal is, the more vitamins and minerals and nutrients we get in the milk. So in a few moments it'll magically turn from milk into cheese.
Yeah. So what is it that makes Red Hill distinctive from larger commercial cheese makers?
Well, I guess big factories have high costs, and so they have to do things very quickly, and they can't afford to give the cheese time to necessarily ripen as we would let it ripen. And also they don't have the flexibility that we have when we're making cheese by hand, and you will see shortly in the next stage how hands-on we are here. Nothing's automated or mechanised. It's all made by hand, and we can adjust according to the changes in the milk through the season. And the milk's always different when it comes in, and I need to be able to change my recipe on the spot to end up hopefully with a consistent product at the end. And so it's very important that I stir by hand so I don't damage the curds when they're at such a delicate stage.
That is beautiful.
This is one of the very few romantic parts of cheese making.
What caused your family to go into to making cheese? How long has your family been making cheese to begin with?
Well, in the beginning, I started. I've always been in the sheep industry all my working life, and so I started off with having sheep. And my father Trevor developed the interest in cheese making when he retired from science teaching, and I guess it sort of caught on, and I became interested in myself as a farmer. I could see the correlation between growing pastures and animals and growing cheese. Cheese is a living, growing thing. So every time somebody changes the shape and size of the cheese, it really makes a different cheese. Proximity to the local vineyards has inspired us to make cheeses that complement the local wines as well. And actually, some of the cultures on the leaves of the grapevines actually find their way into the cheese factory and end up on the cheese, and we can get some quite interesting rustic flavours from off the vines. So the cheese has to be turned 4 or 5 times through the day. It's not as simple as just making the cheese and leaving it. It's quite an involved process all the way through.
What do we have here?
Okay, so this is Walleye Mist, which is a sheep camembert that I made last week. It's just starting to grow its little white coat at the moment. Time. So these ones here are washed drones, and we call it waratah. And the orange culture on the surface, which is just starting to grow at the moment, changing the colour from that compared to a camembert, starting to develop the ivory colour to it, and that will eventually go red and orange. And that culture gives it different flavours, profile, more of a meaty flavour. I just knew that I had to be in that industry. The sheep cheese industry was where I was destined to be.